Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest, and not in the building, but over the virtual building today. This is the Trying to Be Grown podcast. I'm your host, Damani Carter. Over there is my esteemed co-host, Mr. Byron Keaton. Byron, I'm gonna let you do the intro since you know this dude a little bit better than I do.
Yeah, this the man, the myth, the legend. Cameron Venzant, raised in East Camden, Arkansas / Camden, Arkansas, same thing. Went to UCA, played football there. Now he is a coach at Independence. Wait, what's y'all mascot?
Pirates.
Pirates Community College, where you a lot of y'all may be pretty familiar with this school as they were on Last Chance U. Wasn't it 2 different seasons?
Byron, yo,
Two
intro
different
is
Yeah,
seasons, I think. Yep.
trash. Oh my
yeah.
god.
Hey,
I wish I was on there. I wish I was on there.
hey, man.
Damn, I'm gonna
It
have to
is
get
what
you
it is,
next
man.
time because that was, oh my gosh, that was terrible. It was clunky.
Hey, bro.
It was
You sprung it
clunky. It was
on
I
me
thought
last
I
clunky.
thought
second.
you was gonna do the
Independent.
funny one.
What's your mascot? Nah, you got to do better.
I did forget the
You got to do
mascot.
better. Ain't nobody gonna want to come on this show. We appreciate y'all rocking with us wherever y'all rocking with us. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, of course. If you see something that you want to hear in the description, just know that I timestamp everything. We're gonna get to some different topics today. We're gonna talk to my man a little bit about coaching, his experiences, what it's been like. We're gonna get into this long distance relationship conversation, ask him a little bit about that. And I got some strong opinions here. We're gonna discuss who the best superhero is, and I think it's one answer. So it might be who the best superheroes are, but I think it's who the best superhero is. Like I said, everything will be time stamped in the description. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe so you don't miss anything. Byron, you kind of this is your brainchild of a topic, so I'm gonna let you get into this.
Wait. You didn't tell people happy
That is
belated
a good
Merry
point.
Christmas?
That is a good point.
Happy early
We
New
gotta
Year's,
we
whatever?
gotta get the Merry Christmases out of the way. By the time this gets out, it'll probably be close to the New Year. Did you get anything good for Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Who me?
That's hey.
I got some money, man. That's
That's the
about
gift
it.
that keeps on
I don't
giving.
ask for too much no more.
So you out here chasing the bag.
Mm-hmm. I like
That's
that
it.
as a gift.
Uh, what you get for
I
Christmas,
got some
Bonnie?
good stuff. I got some hoodies, a couple of other clothes, new headset for the game, a new controller. So I'm set. I'm good. Mm-hmm. Yep. I
You
had to
got the
pay that
PS5?
little resale price for it. I couldn't
Okay,
get it off the
okay.
website. I tried too many times. It was frustrating, so I had to go ahead and pay that little resale for it. But
Mm.
it was worth it. What about you, Esquire? What'd you get?
Yep.
You know, clothes, money, things of
Okay.
that sort. Nothing too crazy. At this point, I'm more happy to give
Okay.
gifts
What was
at
the
this
best
day and
gift that
age.
you gave?
I ain't give no great gifts now,
Okay,
but
so
I'm
you
just saying I
you
like to
like
give
giving
gifts
gifts
at this
poorly.
point.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm not a great gift
I
giver.
could see that being the case, but you don't have like you don't think that you did well in any particular gift. There's not one that stands out.
Nah, man. They be mediocre. Like I saw this one dude on Twitter today. He got his dad a laptop, and his dad was about to cry about the laptop, talking about he finally can be like everybody else at his work. He can't wait to show it off. I'm like, I wouldn't have thought of that.
That's why you
But
just
I
gotta give out
mean,
That's
money.
what I'm saying.
it
Let them buy
depends.
whatever they want to
Yeah,
I
get.
think
That's all
like
you gotta
so
do.
that's what I'm
my
saying.
niece just turned 15. So I mean, I was just like, we need to give her money because that's the best thing for her at that point. But if you get somebody something that's like meaningful, especially for like parents,
Right.
aunties, and uncles, just something that lets you know that you're really thinking about them, then that's a little bit different than cash, especially at those ages. It's cool when you're younger, but yeah, I think the older people want a little bit more thought.
Okay, so since you put so much thought into it, what you
I
get your
got
mama?
her some like house shoe slipper type things because she always keep the house like 67 degrees and got a blanket on herself. Um, We got her an anthology of hip hop and rap from the Smithsonian Museum because she always talking down on my music. Um, what else we got? We got like a little.
Bro,
She
she's
is.
not even gonna like
It's
that
well, I
one,
mean,
bro.
it's
If she
first
don't
of
like the
all, it's like
music,
it's kind of a joke ish gift. That's what makes it thoughtful. And second of all, she's interested in like music and the history of it. So it's something that she was in there reading it when I walked in the other day, and I didn't think she was gonna love it. I thought she was gonna laugh at it, but I mean, if it ends up suiting her, I'm gonna feel even better about the gift. But it was thoughtful, you know what I'm saying? So like that's the type of stuff that I think that older people appreciate more. But that's just me. Nah, hold on.
let's go
Since
ahead
you
and get into
stopped
the
me,
meat
I'm
of the
gonna go ahead and stop
conversation
you.
today.
Cameron, you've known this dude a long time. And his brother came on here and exposed him a little bit. I
Yeah.
need you to do the same thing. I need you to bring that same energy. I need maybe not your best because I kind of put you on the spot, but I need the Byron story that immediately comes to mind when you think about your childhood with this man right here.
I don't do nothing, man.
I'm gonna let him talk. Let him talk.
Byron story. I really can't think of
Thank you,
one.
see?
I feel like you're
Yeah.
sparing him right now.
I really can't think of one. He ain't really done
You ain't
nothing
see
just. He
Brandon
ain't really
said that
done nothing
he
just crazy.
was sinister enough to not take the games, not take the controllers, but wouldn't. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Actually, I do know one that just come to my mind. The only It's nothing crazy. It's nothing crazy. But Byron would just fall asleep everywhere, like
How you fall
in the
asleep in
middle of
the
the
hallway?
hallway, like just
When you tired, you tired.
anyway. That's the only thing. That's the only
Yeah, in
thing
the
I can
middle of it.
think of.
What are you like?
That's the only thing I
Were
can
you
think
like sprawled out in the hallway?
of. Just random places, he'll fall asleep.
Yeah, man, I used to be
Just
tired.
random
Man, that's
everywhere. Just
weird that
random
you could
places
fall
everywhere.
asleep in the hallway.
The funniest thing
That's it.
about our childhood about Cameron was he had his phone taken for a good 5 years, I would guess, if not longer.
You see how he spared you, and now you
Oh,
gonna put him on blast?
I
That's
don't know.
crazy.
No, because it still don't make sense. I don't
no,
know if he would like always get close to getting it back and then the time would be extended or what, but he did not have his phone for like 5 years.
bro, I ain't have a
Yeah,
phone for
that's
like
tragic.
5, 6 years, bro. After a while, what I had did was, I mean, I can say it now because it really don't matter. What I did was I took the phone and put it in water, like really soaked it in water so it wouldn't work no more. And then I got Devins and soaked it in water too. So then I was like, if y'all get him a new phone, y'all gotta get me a new phone. So then 5, 6 years later, around that time, I got me a new phone. But I ain't have a phone for like 5, 6 years. I would use Devin's
Dang.
phone to text people,
Mm.
to sneak and text people. Yeah,
Hey, I mean, shoot, we've been there. We
got
all
in
been
trouble,
there.
man.
By now, I've done
Hmm.
my due diligence for the day. You can go ahead and set this one off.
But yeah, let's get into it. So, Cameron, tell us a little bit about what you're doing and how you got there because we know you had to move to a new city, but I'm gonna let you talk a little bit.
Yeah, so I am at Independence Community College. Currently, I'm the tight ends coach at Independence Community College. Never thought I'd be coaching tight ends. Just kind of got thrown into it. Had to learn fast, but I got into it. I was at UCA my last semester, being a student
Hmm.
assistant. Afterwards, I was kind of looking like different places to go. I was on a football scoop. It kind of just post all the jobs on there and whatnot. Then I seen the Independence Community College one. I applied there. About 3 weeks later, the head coach got in contact with me and needed me to move out there within like 3 or 4 days. It was snowing and everything. Like this one, it was snowing real bad. So then I ended up moving out there. When I first got there, I was working with receivers. I was the assistant wide receiver coach. Marquise Wimberly was the head receiver coach. I was helping him out. Around the fourth, fifth grade this year, our tight end coach got he got let go. So then they just elevated me to tight ends
Yeah.
coach. Yep.
And so,
So it's a new experience.
yeah, because I know I can't think of a time you ever played tight end ever.
I don't I didn't know nothing about tight end, nothing at all. So I was kind of like I didn't want to say no, I don't want to
Yeah.
do it, but then again, I'm like this is my chance, run my own position, have my own position group, So I was like, of course, I was like, yeah, let's do it. They kind of the tight ends kind of helped me out on what they were supposed to be doing.
Hmm.
I just had to
Well, they
keep
say
studying
Bill
every day to get
Belichick,
caught
one of
up
the
on it.
things he does with some of like the lower level employees is just to make them more well rounded. He'll make them go coach, a position that they've never been a part of. Make offensive guys go to defense, make skill guys work with big guys,
Hmm.
and vice versa. So I mean, I think just from the outside
Right,
looking in, it could be an interesting opportunity because I'm betting that you never maybe not pay much attention, but as a player, you never had to do much with blocking schemes or some of the stuff that comes into playing tight end. So I mean, that's
right,
seems like an interesting opportunity to make yourself more well rounded,
right.
if nothing else.
I I definitely think it did though, because with tight end is more blocking than going out on routes and running routes and whatnot. So it kind of helped me learn more with the O line as well, like what they're supposed to be doing.
And it seemed like you were in a much more difficult position being like in the middle of the season rather than you coming in, have a whole entire off season to like get ahead of all these different issues and things that's going to come about. But they just, you throw you like in the fire.
Yeah. So when he brought me into the office, he was just kind of like, well, he was like, Cam, you the new tight ends coach. I was like, all right. So I just kind of went down back to my office and got on Visio and started looking at the playbook and stuff, trying to learn it.
Yeah.
It took me about a week or two and watching film, but after that, I had it down pat.
And so this is one of the questions I want to know. What type of coach are you? Are you one of those rah rah guys that can get anybody hype? Are you more of a laid back? Or are you one of the coaches that like nobody really likes, so you yelling at everybody?
It all depends. It all depends. The only time like the rah rah guy is when the defensive coaches start talking smack, and really it's only one dude. His name is Pierre. He the only one I really go back and forth
Yeah.
with. Like he'll get to talking, so I'll get to talking, but me and him both know we just be talking. But
Yeah.
I'm not the rah rah type guy at all.
So
Nah,
the first, maybe it hadn't happened yet. I don't know. So, but the first
nah.
time you really had to, jump somebody butt, the time that you really had to, get in their face, man. Was it natural? Did you have to like
Mm.
manifest that? Because I've been thinking about that myself.
No, it felt natural. Yeah, it
Okay.
felt natural because I was really mad though. Like I was really mad. Like so, it felt natural. Yeah, it felt natural. Like they try to make it seem like JUCO kids are just like these bad kids, but they not at all. Like they're really all like good kids, but like they put you in certain situations sometimes where you kind of gotta,
Hmm.
you know, you gotta kind of get on
Yeah.
them. But yeah, but they not bad kids at all.
And that's something I kind of want to hear more about. What's the difference between your experience at at JUCO versus a school like UCA? What's the difference like between the kids, like whether it's personalities, whether it's anything? What have you seen as the difference so far?
I just say the difference for me is like in the kids, the JUCO kids are more. It seems like they're more short, not necessarily tempered, but they're all in a place where they're all trying to get
Yeah.
out. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like practice is way different.
Hmm.
Way like my first day of practice. I remember my first day of practice. I got out there and they was just hitting like full speed. I'm like, what is? I was like, what is going on? Like like at UCA, like we never hit in
Yeah.
practice. Like I'm pretty sure y'all never really like during the week during the season y'all
No,
really
not at
didn't
Arkansas.
just hit
No.
like that
No,
during
rarely
practice.
ever.
But like when I got there, it was like my first day up there. Like they hitting each other full speed. Like it's competitive in practice because you got Power Five guys on offense, Power Five guys on defense, all trying to get a
Yeah.
scholarship, especially like when college coaches come to practice, like it gets serious out there. It gets serious out there. I done seen a lot of fights
Yeah.
just because everybody's hungry trying to get their reps. But it gets crazy.
So, would you say it's a little bit more competitive? Like, in a sense, more people know what they want to get to compared to sometimes at schools where you have 4 to 5 years, people kind of like first 1 or 2 years, they kind of just lay back and let other people get their reps and do
Right,
stuff like that. Is that true that since it's like a shorter time period in JUCO, that people are,
right.
I guess they kind of take control of their game more, of their situation?
It's I would say it's more competitive because like so we're in Kansas where they have a rule like you can only 50 out of state players can make the roster.
Okay.
So out of state players can make the roster. So like in the spring, we had people that played in the spring that didn't even make the roster this fall.
Mm,
Right. So I feel like it's more competitive in that aspect because every like even this upcoming in January and this spring, we're gonna have more guys come in. So just because you played in the fall doesn't mean you about to play this
yeah.
this fall.
Hmm.
Just because we got it's people coming in every recruiting class, so it's more competitive just in that aspect because they know like their spot is not guaranteed. But like as far as like a Division 1, like a UCA or anywhere else like that, you kind of know like, okay, I'm solidified.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta work as hard anymore. Not necessarily work as hard, but put forth as much effort until around the
So I
season
just
start.
Hmm.
want to know. My brother went to
Mm-hmm.
ICC. I'm trying to think around 2007. So he was. I just from the.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just go ahead and skip to the point. What's it like living in Independence, Kansas?
Okay, well, it's kind of like Camden.
Okay.
It's kind of like Camden, but probably worse. I mean, it's not flashy by any means. It's really not a whole lot to do. Mostly, like if you wanna like go to a bigger city, most of the time we just go to Tulsa. It's an hour and 20 minutes away.
Okay.
We'll go to Tulsa, but Independence is it's nothing to do with Independence at all.
And
Like
so,
not
what
at
was
all.
that transition like going from a city like Conway to a place where you really don't know anyone?
Man, like when he told me, he called me in and let me know like I need you here. Like I think it was like 3 or 4 days. I packed up. I know I watched this. I had watched the
Yeah.
show before, but I really didn't know like a whole lot about the city or anything like that. But then I got there, I was just kind of like, dang, I'm really not in Conway anymore. Like this is where I'm gonna be at.
Yeah.
Like this is where I'm gonna be at for a minute. But I kind of had mentally prepared myself
Hmm.
for it. Like after our season, after our fall season at UCA, I was just like, I don't know where I'm gonna end up, so I'm just expecting the worst.
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
Mm.
knowing what little I do about the town, I mean, I'm not really surprised. Just the combination of the show and me going there at like 10, and even then being like, it ain't much around here. Like it's a lot of flat land in Kansas. Not a lot to do.
It's not at all.
But you from Fayetteville, so that's
Hmm.
you got a different perspective
So you
on it.
saying as Camdenites, you just don't expect as much from a city?
No, but like we have something like to relate it
I've
to.
seen
You
small
coming from
towns before.
Fayetteville,
I'm
you
saying
don't have
like
nothing to
even
relate it to. But you haven't lived
I
in a
have
small
lived. I've
town.
lived in a small town for the last 2.5 years.
There you go.
How does Tahlequah not count
That
as a
don't
Okay,
really
small
okay.
town?
count, bro.
You
It
telling
don't
me
really count.
Tahlequah is a big city?
It don't count, man.
I was.
You just got
I
to
lived in
Tahlequah.
Tahlequah
You
for
don't even know
two and
nothing
a
about
half years.
Tahlequah. All right, bro.
Don't get me wrong though. The people in Independence, are nice. Like they show a
I
lot of
bet,
love.
especially
They
with as
show a
much
lot of
winning
love
as
out
y'all
there
been doing.
for sure.
That's gotta help.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And we had a
So
couple good seasons.
on the recruiting aspect of it, this is something that I've always wondered about. So
Mhm.
how there's a lot of questions I have about recruiting the JUCO, but I guess the easiest one to answer would be just like, what's the process like for selecting guys that will be will probably end up needing to go to a junior college versus going to a Division 1 or Division 2, whatever the case may be. Like, what's the selection like? Just trying to find those guys.
Like
Yeah,
for us trying to find
for
those
y'all
guys.
in general.
So we'll talk to different high school coaches and kind of see, like, do you think he wants to go JUCO, or we got first of all, you got to kind of see if they're interested in going JUCO. You know, most kids out of high school, if they don't have the offer they want out of high school, they don't really love football that much. They just will be done with it. They just rather not go to JUCO route. But other than that, we just keep up with the kids. You know, maybe they have those offers, but their ACT score is low, or they don't have the grades. Boom, we'll talk to them and try to get them to come to Independence. Or you'll see kids in the transfer portal with all these years of eligibility remaining, and they're not getting a whole lot of interest from schools after they enter the transfer portal, because you got to think like thousands of kids are in the transfer
Yeah.
portal. So so we'll get on there and we'll get on there and contact them off of the transfer portal.
And what are your recruiting areas?
Mine right now is well, we recruited Kansas like during the
Hmm.
season, and right
Oh
now mine
man,
is North Carolina and South Carolina.
Okay.
But it really is North Carolina and South Carolina, but really just
Yeah.
anywhere up
you doing
I
a lot
can,
of
Find
yeah.
somebody.
traveling if
Yeah.
you going from North Carolina
hmm
and South Carolina. I was figuring you were.
No, I haven't went out there though. I haven't went out there.
Oh, okay. So you ain't
I've
visited
just
no
been
high school
contacting
yet. Okay, okay.
the
I
coaches
see.
in
I
that
see.
area and watching film. Yeah, not just
Well, Byron, that's about
yep.
all I got. I've talked about my experiences with independence recruiting. That's about all I had. You got any other questions before we move on to this next part?
That's all. You can go ahead and move on
Okay.
to the next one.
So part of moving for you, I'm assuming, has been kind of a long distance element in your romantic relationship. Is that right? So, I mean, talk a little bit, if you will,
Right.
about how that transition was. Because were y'all in the same place before? Okay.
We were in the same place before. I mean, it wasn't that bad because I think from Conway to Independence is only
Okay.
4 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So she came up there like 2 or 3 times. But whenever I get off time or we get a break or a bye week, I'll just come back to Conway. But other than that, it wasn't that hard for me. It wasn't.
So
For me, it wasn't that
you
hard
say for me,
So,
because
has it
I'm
been
always
harder
busy.
on her than it has been you?
Right.
oh,
I would say so, just because she was used to me being in Conway all the time, like being around me all the time. Then I just
Hmm.
in 3 or 4 days just up and leave and go and go live in a completely new
yeah.
state. She was just kind of like, yeah, but so I would say in that
Go
aspect it
ahead,
was
Byron. What
harder
you
on
want to
her
say?
than it was me.
And so, I know some people say they can't do long distance relationships. Why do you think
Right.
it works for y'all at this time? I know y'all probably don't plan on doing that forever, but like right now, why does it work compared to,
Mm.
yeah.
I feel like it works because of our communication,
Okay.
our our communication for sure. Definitely our communication. You know, and most of the times I'm busy like from 6 a.m. to late at
Yeah.
night doing security at the dorms and all that stuff. So I'm always busy. We text each other throughout the day, call each other throughout the day, but I just say communication for sure.
Now, Damani, can you do a long distance relationship? Let's get straight to it.
Yeah, done a long distance. What are you talking about? You making?
I don't know, man. I don't know about you.
What what's
Oh, it's
the
just
what's the long distance like?
hour and
What's the
15
hours?
minutes. How does that not
That
count?
don't
How does
count.
that not
That don't
count?
count.
They don't count. They don't
Because
count, bro. It's not long
because you can
distance,
do
bro.
that on a
An hour
weekday.
and
This
15
You can do that
still
minutes.
on a
distance
weekday.
though. This man,
That don't count as
that's
long
not a
distance,
very long
man.
distance, but it's
They
a
don't count
long
as long
distance.
distance.
Anything over an hour to me is a long distance relationship.
You can't just because put like this at an hour, you can just pop up on someone like, hey, surprise, happy birthday. 4.5 hours, it's gonna
Okay,
be
so
hard to really sneak
is
up on
there a
somebody
distinction
four and a
between
half
four and
hours
a
away.
half and 24 hours away?
Right.
Is there a big distinction between that? Oh, both of those are
Both of
long
them long
distance. So
distance.
4 and 24
Both
are
of them
both
long
long
distance.
distance, but an hour and 15 is not, and
Right.
4 is. So where's the cutoff?
Hour and 15.
Where's the cutoff then?
No, bro.
Where's the
That
cutoff?
is not long distance. Cause
At
I
least I
could
would say at
drive
least 3
there.
hours long distance.
2.5 hours is not a long distance relationship.
I agree.
Not really, bro.
Yeah.
It's close, but I don't think it is. Demar, you can't believe an hour is long distance.
It is.
Hour and a half
It
is long
100%
distance.
That's
not even a full movie.
Not.
That's not even a full movie. If you can watch Avengers Endgame during the time, it ain't long distance.
So it's some.
That's what I'm drawing the line at. However long the Avengers Endgame is,
I agree.
That's literally not sensible. Okay, this is what I'm saying.
I agree. An hour is not. I could go there. Like, say, if I was only an hour away, I could go there and be back in the same day. Like, it's not a. I could
But
really
think
see her
about
every
like
day. It's not a
logistically
long
how
distance
difficult it would
relationship.
be to see each other on a daily basis if you were an hour and 15 minutes from each other and you had jobs, obligations, whatever. So I'm saying if she was an hour and 15 minutes
You're
from
right.
you now
You're right.
with the obligations that you have as a coach, you still wouldn't be able to see her every day.
Mhm.
No,
You're right.
no, you
No.
can,
I
you
agree.
can. Because hear
really
hear me
could.
out. Hear
possible.
me
It's
out for a
possible,
second.
Byron.
If hour you get off work, that person gets off work, they come to your home, and then they stay overnight at your place, and then the next day
It's
they just go to work an hour early.
It's
They just leave from
possible.
your place
It's
an hour
not
early.
plausible. It's possible.
You can't do that with 4 hours. You can't do that with 4 hours. If you got to work at 8, you're not about to leave the house at 4 a.m. to go to work. That just don't make sense.
But
you leave the house at
I'm saying
6:30 to go to work, though.
in different places. Two people that live in different places. It'd be even different
That's
if
what
you
I'm
had
saying.
an hour and 15-minute commute, because there are people that drive that long to work. There are people that drive that long to work, and that would have really helped your argument. But luckily, I'm smarter than you, and I know what I'm talking about. But if you live in separate places and they are an hour and 15 minutes apart, and you have obligations in one place, other person has obligations in the other, that is still a long distance because there's an hour and 15 minutes separating y'all from each other. There's 50 miles of distance right now.
That's a short distance, bro.
Okay, so
that's a short distance.
We basically living in adjacent cities then, huh? That's what it is. If it's an hour and 15 minutes away, borderline adjacent.
Borderline. Okay, so it's 30. No. It's 30 minutes long distance relationship. No. 45.
Okay.
Yes.
An hour.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out where your line is. I know where mine is. Where is an hour a long distance relationship? Nah, bro.
It's not. Nah.
No, man.
So is it okay? Next question: is it drive time or is it actual physical distance? Because if we have to put a mile limit on this, then it's going to be a little bit different. Because if you're talking about like people that live in bigger cities that have long commutes to get out the city to go to the suburbs, it could be adjacent cities that are an hour apart. So is there a mile? Because I'm talking about we live in different states. It does count,
bro. That don't count.
It does count.
That don't count.
Demani.
No, it
doesn't. Okay.
That's like someone living in Jonesboro and
Jonesboro,
somebody
Memphis.
living in Memphis.
That's different.
Thank you.
That's different because that's the big city part that I'm
What's the
talking about. That's
difference?
probably a small. That's probably a
What's the
smaller
difference?
mile difference than what I'm talking about here. Because Memphis is just a big city, and depending on what side you're on it, it's gonna take a while to get. Like if you go right from the edge of Memphis to Jonesboro, is it taking an hour and 15 minutes? I've only made that trip one time. I really can't even tell you. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Put it like this. So if we going by states, what if I live in Texarkana, Arkansas, the other person live in Texarkana, Texas?
Man.
We in different states.
Come on, man.
Okay, El Dorado to Shreveport.
I don't know what that commute is. I ain't never drove that.
That's like it's less than it got to be less than an hour.
How close is El Dorado to the border? If I go look on this map right now and El Dorado is right on the border, I'm done talking to you. Okay, so there you go.
It's close to the bottom.
These are two cities that are about 40 minutes from the border each direction.
No,
it's
Fayetteville close to that border, bro.
I can name 3 cities at least that I have to go through to get there.
Okay, Damani. Would any of your relationships change if it was a 3-hour relationship compared to the hour and 15 hour?
Would his relationship change if the 4 hours went to 8? Yes. It's you asking the same. The answer would be the same for everybody. These distinctions that you draw don't mean nothing.
Okay, so I understand that. So what would be the differences between the two? That's all I want to know from you. We've heard Cameron's how his works and all that. What's the difference between
hour by hour? Maybe 30 minutes by 30 minutes. You have different like situations where you could go see the other person in different situations. As you get like more, where it'd be like this trip would not be worth it. So at an hour and 15, I'd say that my situation significantly easier. At an hour and 15, the stuff that you're not going to see each other on a daily basis. That's one. Weekends are easy. Even if you get a day off work, it's easy, that type of stuff. But as you continually go up on the hour mark, I think there are less occasions where you're driving back and forth to see each other just because of the significance and time lost when you do that. Or not time lost, but time spent when you do that.
All right, could y'all be in a relationship where you live 24 hours away from somebody?
I don't think so.
I think I could.
I don't think so.
So if they lived in somewhere like Oregon, could y'all do it?
It ought.
Is it okay? So is it based on the bond in the relationship, or is it based on the distance of like you being able to see somebody? I
think
guess.
It definitely depends.
Because I don't know,
on, like how long you've been with the person. But go ahead, Cameron.
I agree. I think it depends on how long you've been with the person. Because 24 hours is a long. That's a long way. Ain't no driving. Nope. I'm not driving to come see you. I'm not driving. No. So it's flying. Now we don't move from driving to flying.
And I think
so.
Another question is like what your bank account look like. Because if you got fly out to see me money, then that's something different. Because we know it's just a couple people that hey, we're gonna fly you out for the weekend, and it's people in different situations, me included. I'm not in a fly you out for the weekend tax bracket at this point, so I'm not not feeling it.
I agree.
So if you in the fly you out tax bracket, you flying somebody out tomorrow?
Without a doubt.
It sound like you would.
Wait, never mind.
No, go ahead and ask. Is that all we got about long distance relationships, or
you couldn't?
What y'all think?
I want to follow up with you, Byron. So you could not do 24 hours away.
24 hours. How long? Okay. How long will we be 24 hours away from each other? I guess is an important question.
You both know that you want something different, and are going to try to pursue that in the future, but you're both solidified in current positions at jobs that you want to keep.
So it's unknown. It's unknown.
But y'all are actively like at the best time for both of you. You want to get to the same place.
I'll do it until it stops working.
What that mean?
I have to give it a chance.
Yeah,
He
you
right.
do until it
He
stops
right.
working.
I have to give it a chance. But it also depends
Yeah,
on how much
yeah.
money I'm making. It also depends on how much money I'm making. Like if I got enough money to, you know, to you know,
Go and see
be able to
her.
keep up with the
Yeah,
flights and fly her out to me. When I have time, I fly out there. If I had that type of money, then yeah, I would do that. But yeah,
because if I got like the perfect job for me, and I say that I'm looking for somewhere to move, but I'm not really looking, and we
right.
never can get back in the same place, it don't make sense to stay together for 5 years if we never gonna be together.
But what about
Five,
that
6 years.
special
You're
person
right.
though? So if you just found the right person,
The special person ain't there.
Right.
I might as well be mentateo.
so you just gonna let the girl
Ah,
go?
man.
Let her be with somebody else, and then try to find somebody to replace. What if she's the one, Byron? What if you know she's the one? You just gonna let her go because I can't see her?
If she the one and I, what else you supposed to
If
do?
you don't know when it's going to improve, then you wait for that point where y'all can be together. And there's still other way.
So I
I
supposed to
mean,
wait
shit, you got
25 years?
FaceTime. Uh, you- what?
See,
How many
see,
other
Demond, you're not being reasonable. You're not
You
being
just don't.
reasonable, man.
You didn't.
How you gonna marry somebody you can't live with them?
It's not a bunch, but there are a few people that have done it. It doesn't mean that you can't. I'm saying you just
And where
cannot
they at
live with
now?
them at the moment. So I mean, if it end up being 5 years, it end up being 5 years. But you gotta think about like what you're sacrificing in terms of person.
No, no,
That's why I said you
no.
try
Ain't
it
no
out till it stop
5 years.
working. Because after about a year,
I would say if you really feel like she's the one, if she, I feel like you try to make it work for as long as possible. But if it don't
But
work,
what
you
if
just
it
gotta
worked
let it
long
go.
distance? What if it
Just
worked?
let it
Like what
go.
if y'all
If it's working, then hey,
busy and romance is dead
keep
between
rocking
them?
out.
Romance is dead.
that's what I said. You gonna kiss him through the phone or something like
Shoot, he
Soldier Boy
came out
said?
with the what's it called? The long distance relationship anthem a while ago. And y'all ain't listen hard enough because you sitting there talking about nah, if she 24 hours away, I couldn't do it. Sorry.
Mm.
Sorry. I guess we know where everybody stand on that. Going to this next thing. So Spider Man No Way Home just came out. Have either of y'all seen it? Okay,
Right.
well we're not even
I
gonna
have
talk
not
about
seen it yet.
it. Mhm.
I will not.
Have you seen it? You've
I will
seen it.
not go see a Spider-Man movie. That is one of the worst
You
superheroes
could
on this earth.
you could not
Only
be
thing he do is
You're not
shoot
gonna go
you could
webs.
watch
not
it?
Nope.
be more
Only thing he
wrong.
do is
You
shoot
could not be more
webs.
wrong. You
That's
could not be
crazy.
more wrong. You could
All he do
not
is
be
shoot
more
webs,
wrong,
man.
Byron. So let me. You don't do a lot with superheroes. So I'm glad. I'm
One of his,
glad.
wait. One of his worst nemesis was him. Just the evil version of him. You know how weak of
Hmm.
a supervillain that is? When he had to go against Venom? I ain't watched a Spider-Man movie
Okay.
since Venom.
Well, I'm trying to think of a good way to say this. That's just kind of a stupid way to describe what Venom is because it's not at all what it is. Um, you don't know a lot about superheroes, but like the other topics that you talk a lot about, um, you just kind of spewing stuff. So I want to know who you think is the best superhero is. Excuse me, who you think the best superhero is.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Who was the who would they kill in Endgame? Not
I
Tony
don't
Stark,
even
but
want
like the dude
no.
they were
If you
going
can't
against.
name them, I can't name no.
I forgot his name.
Cameron.
Thanos. I'm going with
That's a
Thanos.
super villain.
Thanos the
You
best superhero because honestly, wait. No, well listen. Is he really a supervillain? He was trying to save the planet. He was trying to
through
save us
cleansing
from
half of
ourselves.
it.
So
Did you
I'm going
watch
with
the
him.
movie?
It's not.
Yeah, but was he
No,
was
it's
he
Cameron,
not
that
who your
that.
wrong?
favorite superhero? Cameron, I'm just going.
He's not a hero.
Look, I'm going for real. I'm
Thanos is
I'm
not
gonna
a.
go Iron
First of
Man.
all,
I'm gonna go Iron Man.
Thanos. Thanos is not a hero.
He low key is. It makes sense what he was doing.
He's not a
It
hero.
makes sense.
No, he's not.
So
I'm
everybody
gonna
should
get
die
back
instead of
to.
half of the people should die?
I'm
He
going
was
to
trying to do
circle
what the
back to
greater good
Thanos
is.
and Iron Man because you definitely not off the hook. But I gotta ask somebody who know what they're talking about. Cameron, who the best superhero?
I'm gonna roll with.
I think it's tough.
Man, it's
I
tough.
think it's
It's
pretty
tough.
easy.
I'm gonna go with either. You think it's
Can't
easy? Now I'm
can't be
gonna know
DC
what
It
either.
could be DC.
Because DC
It could be DC.
not even in
I
the ballpark. They're not even in the ballpark of Marvel.
superhero.
See,
I'm gonna go
I
Superman
think
for real.
Superman has the highest ceiling, lowest floor. Lowest floor. Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Okay,
I
who
can't
are you
lie.
going with?
Hey, Damani, ain't no way you think.
Go ahead.
Listen,
Go ahead.
listen.
I want.
Hey, listen. I like Spider Man, but Spider Man gets beat up every movie.
Okay,
What
that's all right.
movie does Spider Man not get beat
I'll
up?
address Superman first. So what is Superman's? We describe everybody else's weaknesses in describing Superman's weaknesses because it's
Right.
kryptonite. It's kryptonite.
It's kryptonite.
It's a
Who on
rock.
earth is gonna
It's a
find some
rock.
kryptonite?
So all I need is an advanced space. All I need is an advanced space program to
From
go
another
show this
planet.
man a rock, and that's it. He's done. That's it. Can't do nothing. Kryptonite. Got it. Nope. Nothing. So if I put my
Hey,
11-year-old
Damani.
my 10-year-old niece against Superman, surrounded by kryptonite, she could win. The planet
Where are you gonna
Krypton.
get the kryptonite from?
Can you get to
There's
Krypton?
there's supervillains that can.
Can you
Y'all
get
are
the
asking
krypton? That's
questions
the
that
answer. I mean, the
that
question
aren't
right
really that relevant. It is possible just from a DC universe perspective to get there, and once I get it, Superman is done for. That's the truth. And I'm not
Hey,
done with
Damani.
you. I'm not done with you. Don't start talking to me until I address Iron Man.
I'm not done with
No,
you.
I
I got
gotta
to talk
address
about
Iron
Spider
Man.
Man.
I gotta
I got
address
to talk
Iron
about
Man.
Spider Man first.
You should
Man,
know
go
this.
ahead.
Iron Man and Batman are civilians in super suits. That's it. They're not superheroes. They are civilians in super
Yeah,
suits.
they
No,
are superheroes.
no.
They
They are
sure are in super
eccentric
suits.
billionaires. Iron Man is a just Jeff
Yeah.
Bezos with hair and a beard. That's it.
But he got the
Batman is
super
a
suit.
rich firefighter. That's all he is. That's all he is.
Hey, Damani. This man has so many different super suits. He got a super suit
I
to
don't
fight the
care what
Hulk.
he he's it's a bunch of suits. It's a bunch of suits. That's not him. It's the suit.
He is a super. He's still
No.
a superhero.
No, he's not.
A
He is
superhero
a
is someone who saves
civilian
the
So
world.
in a
They ain't got
super
to, and
suit.
they
He does
have
not have suit. Name me Iron Man and Batman superpowers. Just name me Iron Man and Batman superpowers.
intelligence.
Lame. Thank you. I appreciate you for going ahead. Just you
Mm.
you just nixed yourself
What
out.
is Spider
You nixed
Man's?
yourself out.
Shoot webs.
So if we
Shoot webs.
talk
Now,
about
let's talk about
yeah,
Spider
we can
Man.
talk about
Now, let's
Spider-Man.
talk about Spider Man.
So the human characteristics that he had are enhanced by what he has spider wise. So when you talk about super strength, Spider-Man has that. And you don't see it because you don't know anything about superhero. This man be picking up cars, doing all that other stuff because relative to his body size, he has the power of a spider. Yeah,
You done, man?
I am done. Go ahead.
Hey, Damani.
so
Put.
so are you telling me that Spider Man would beat
That's
Superman 1-on-1?
100% what I'm telling you.
Ain't no way. Spider Man low key
No
might be the
way.
worst superhero out of all of them.
How? How does that work?
Put it like this. In all them Avengers movies, if they need somebody to save the day, they not really
That's
worried
not
about
true
if
at all.
Spider Man gonna be there or not. They might be worried about Thor being there. They might be worried about Iron Man being there. Captain
You would have
America.
a better
They're not
you would
worried
have
about
had-
whether is
you would have
Spider-Man and
had a
Tom
better
Holland going to
argument
be
with
here.
any of those. You would
They
have
don't
had
care
a better
about that.
argument with any of those. But I'm going, if we go back to the comic books, and I'm not, we can talk about the movies, but I'm just saying, like, not even pound for pound, but I'm talking about, like, in terms of his powers, his capabilities, all the stuff he be doing. Spider-Man is the optimal superhero. The optimal superhero.
So if your life depended on it, you find with Spider-Man coming in there to save the day rather than any other
100%.
superhero known to
100%.
man. You just gonna die, bro.
Captain America,
You gonna die.
not happening.
Nah,
I ain't a
I
Captain
gonna lie, I
America
hate
fan
Captain
either.
America.
But still, he better
Not
than
Captain America.
Spider-Man though.
Y'all don't know nothing. That's all that is. And it's just
Listen. I'm gonna go watch the new movie sometime soon. You know,
you
it
gotta
may
go
it
read
may
the
change my
comic
mind.
books.
It
You
may
gotta
change
see
my
you gotta
mind.
see everything
I
Spider-Man
hadn't
is
seen.
top to bottom. So just think about it this way: you've got speed, you got power, you got all the durability, and you have, like, additional superpowers that are
Right.
real and are useful. So I mean, man
Like
can't
what?
fly,
Like what?
but in terms of, like, transit, web transit, extremely beneficial. Extremely beneficial.
So if
How
I
you
just
gonna
cut his
get up
little
there to cut
web,
it?
then what happened? There's other superheroes that fly.
Okay, so okay,
Mhm.
so who you putting up against Spider-Man?
Superman.
Kryptonite.
Let's put up
Superman
Superman.
can
Kryptonite.
fly.
Spider-Man doesn't have
Okay,
kryptonite.
so
He can't get to another
what
planet.
parameters are we setting here? Because DC universe wise, I'm not gonna get into it, but there is a very viable and possible way to get to Krypton and obtain kryptonite. So what?
How can Spider-Man do it?
How can Spider-Man do it? Right? How can
You're
Spider-Man do that?
merging
He can't.
You're
So
merging
1-on-1,
universes and trying
Superman
to
is
do all this.
beating
It just it
Spider-Man.
doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Look at
So you saying Spider-Man
Superman's
can beat
opponents.
up
Look at
Superman on
Superman's
one
opponents.
planet? Sure.
Look at Superman's
What about
opponents.
all?
Lex Luthor?
Look at all the other
garbage,
thousands of planets.
garbage, and be given Superman issues. Spider-Man is demolishing Lex Luthor, killing him. You talking about all?
Who's Spider-Man be going up against?
Spider-Man went up against Green Goblin, who's
superhuman
just a rich
capabilities
person in a
because of that
suit.
gas. That's the truth. That's the truth. That is a super villain. Lex Luthor is a rich bald dude. That's it. Lex Luthor is Jeff Bezos.
Okay,
No.
would he give Spider-Man
No.
problems? Would he give Spider-Man problems?
All of these people that the
I
best
disagree,
example
bro.
that I'm trying to think of a better one. Dr. Octopus, but still superpowered, magnetic, like all of them arms. I'm saying that that's better than Lex Luthor because those are connected to his body, connected by his.
Man, Spider-Man they get beat up by the Flash, bro. He get beat up by the
That's
Flash.
why I draw the line. I'm done. Finished. Y'all. That's just haterism.
What you mean?
That's just haterism. Is all that is. Iron Man is a
Flash
rich
too fast.
vigilante, just like Batman. Superman, kryptonite, and look at his opponents. There are just so many ways I have of explaining why Spider-Man is the best, but y'all don't want to see it.
No, you don't have a good
Kryptonite. That's
reason
it.
for Superman.
That's
You
the whole
just say
reason.
kryptonite.
All right,
That's your.
check this out.
Hey, Damani.
Check this out.
Everybody can't get
So
kryptonite, man.
you got a nose tackle recruit. Y'all run a 3-4 or 4-3? Or 4-2-5? Do y'all run a 3 front or a 4 front? 4 front. Okay.
4-3.
Okay.
4.
You got a fire den. Miles Garrett build. He got a 2.0 GPA, so he looking for a JUCO. But every time an offensive tackle says his wrong nickname, he cries on the field. On the middle of the field, he start crying. He roll up in a ball, he don't play no more. As long as the offensive tackle calls him that name. You gonna recruit him?
Yeah, if everybody don't know the nickname.
We're gonna take him.
No, there's a
We're
psychologist
gonna take
that
him
told
anyway.
you can't fix it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
So as soon as that offensive tackle figure it out, they're gonna tell every other offensive tackle in the conference, and you're not gonna be able to use them no more. That's how bad. That is how bad a weakness kryptonite is. That's how bad a weakness kryptonite is.
No, wait. But everybody know what his
No, it
everybody
is
know his weakness,
not.
but everybody can't get his weakness. That's the thing. So that ain't the same.
I don't care if everybody can get his weakness or not. The weakness is there. That's what makes
Thank
him
you.
below. I think in terms of ceiling, Superman has got to be the best because he can do everything. He is the Mister Do Everything superhero, which kind of makes him boring. But
Mhm. So what's
Black
your
Panther is
thoughts on
dope.
Black
Black
Panther?
Mm.
Panther is dope. That is a dope superhero.
He
I
is
just
dope.
think that you're
He
limited in
is dope.
terms of like the mobility aspect. I gotta give it to Spider Man. I gotta give it to Spider Man because there's so much stuff that he can do like with his own body that Black Panther can't. So that's kind of my thing.
Okay.
Of
I
course,
disagree, man. Spider-Man a bottom tier
no,
hero.
Iron Man is bottom tier because he's not a superhero. If we go
He
to the
is. So
tier
you just
list,
hate.
if we
You
go
just
to the
mad because
tier
he can do
list, the
everything.
guys that are firefighters that have a whole lot of money are definitely on the bottom. The guys that are not real superheroes, bottom, way to the bottom.
I
What
disagree,
superpower
man.
does Iron Man have?
Intelligence, his little heart thing with the little circle on it. That's because his heart messed
No,
up.
he got stock market superpowers is what he got. I'm not trying to hear that. No.
Bro, I want to go with the Flash being better than Homeboy though, than Spider-Man. 'Cause if they get into a fight, the Flash probably will win. Spider-Man can't see him. He moving too fast. He can throw lightning at him. He can run up buildings just like
Mm,
Spider-Man can do, but he just can do it at a way faster speed. How is the Flash not better than Spider-Man?
mm,
Do you really want me to answer that?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're talking about the Flash's ability to attack versus Spider-Man's ability to attack, Spider-Man's spider sense is going to tell him wherever the Flash is going to be. So that kind of mitigates the speed part of it. So like I said, yes it does.
No, it
Yes it
doesn't because
does.
okay,
How?
you can. He has to still react to it. He still has to react to it. Have you ever stepped on a spider, Damani? Have you ever stepped on a spider? If you have ever stepped on a spider and killed it, that means
Oh,
nothing
okay,
about
so this
Spidey
this is
senses.
this is what we're doing. We're not going to up this to a superhero quality like it would have to be if a human brain had the powers of a spider. But you're just going to make it into like he's just a common household spider. Is that what it is?
Hey, Damon, do you not realize how fast the Flash be moving? He
I
be
do
moving at
I
basically
do
the speed of
understand
light.
that, but I'm saying that's mitigated
speed of
by the
light.
fact that Spider-Man has a spider sense that is going to tell him where
He has to
not
be
only where he is but where he's going to be.
okay. He has a spider sense, but he has to react to it still. If you watch all the Flash stuff, the Flash can literally go faster than the Spidey
Oh,
senses
okay.
and all
So
that are going to
how are
be
you?
able to do.
How what conversion factor are you using? What conversion factor are you using for Flash's speed and Spider-Man Spidey sense? How you gonna do that?
One Okay, in one of the little episodes of the Flash or whatever, the person literally could read the mind and knew what he was going to do before he did it. But he was moving so fast that it didn't work. So why would the little Spidey
Mm,
He's
senses be
not.
able to do anything different? He still has to he has to
But
mm.
I'm
react.
saying
That's what
in
I'm
terms,
saying.
it's not about his mind and what he's like the actions that he is initiating. It's all reaction. That's all Spidey sense is. It is judging a threat.
He ain't moving faster than speed of light.
Obviously, you don't. Okay.
He ain't
Obviously,
doing it faster than
you just want to argue. You just
you.
want to
You
argue,
you
and that's
Demond, you just
okay. That's
you
what we're on here to do.
no Demond,
That's
you
what we're on
stretch
here
the
to
little
do.
Spidey senses further
What?
than what the Spidey senses do. You
Listen, Damani, if I watch this new Spider-Man and
What
he's getting
superhero though?
beat up again,
Okay. So what?
yeah.
I'm gonna
Hey,
be
hey, yeah,
mad
Demond.
because I feel like I'm gonna watch it. He's getting beat up.
If his Spidey senses are so good, how does he get punched by regular people not moving that
Mm,
fast?
By
How are you gonna be able
regular
to dodge
people
something
not
the
moving
Flash
that
do?
mm.
fast? What
If
regular
he got
people you know
Spidey
putting hands
senses,
on Spider-Man?
hey,
What
Demani,
regular people
hey,
you know
Demani,
putting hands on Spider-Man?
them people are regular compared
Oh,
to how
okay. So
fast the Flash be
now it's
moving.
people that's
If
regular in
regular
comparison to the
people,
to the
if them
Flash.
super
No, yeah. don't
So
even
okay,
get me
that's all I'm
started
saying,
on the
Demani. If
Flash.
them people can
Gorilla
put their hands
Grodd.
on them,
In terms of people that the
Demani.
Flash go up against, nah, I'm not doing this with you. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, Demani, can you answer my question? Can you answer my question? If them people that don't have super speed can hit Spider-Man, why could the Flash not be able to hit Spider-Man?
Them people that don't, you're talking about like in terms of fighting strategy, right? You're just talking about speed. Really, just talking about speed, not having to account for much else. You have other like opponents to Spider-Man that have just tremendous size advantages, taking away options for Spider-Man. You have people that shoot things and have.
You said he's super strong, so it
He's
shouldn't
going
matter.
against super villains. That's kind of the point that I'm making. That's kind of the point that I'm making. So if Thanos is super strong and Spider-Man has superhuman strength, but there's a strength advantage one way or the other, then you have other stuff to account for. With the Flash, you really don't have to account. And I'm not saying that Flash does not have like a superhuman capability in terms of strength, but when you look at like Spider-Man's, not his physical makeup, but just like the capacity he has as a human that embodies like the multiplier that you would have for a spider. Say
Tom Holland is 5'4".
okay, go to Peter Parker. Go to other versions of
I don't know if
Spider-Man.
he really 5'4". He
Not
look
Peter
like
Parker.
he
What's his
looks
name?
like that
Tobey
compared to
Maguire, my
Zendaya.
favorite Spider-Man. I don't know how tall he is, but he's taller than Tom Holland.
Nope, we ain't going with him. Hey man,
Okay.
the Flash beating him up.
You're just talking the talk at this point. And I know that you don't know a lot about this, but the fact
I
that
do. I
you
watch a whole
said
bunch of the
Iron Man,
Flash.
the fact you said Iron Man just went ahead and struck you from the conversation. Man.
I'm definitely gonna Google the top, like the tier list of superheroes, because I really want to see like what Google says. I
Spider-Man has
really
no
want to see where
weaknesses.
Spider
He has
Man
no
is on that
He gonna
weaknesses.
be at
list.
the
He
bottom.
is strong in all categories.
Okay, what is Iron Man's weakness?
If you take the suit off, then he is a human being.
How can you get the
He
suit
is a
off?
human being.
How can
He
you
is a
get the
human
suit off?
being.
How can you
Okay.
get the suit off?
Put it
How
put
can
it
you
to you
get the
this way.
suit off?
If I
How
put
can you
you
get
in
the suit
Iron
off?
Man suit, you be just as super as Iron Man. Minus like what he knows. Minus what he knows. But in terms of physical capabilities, you got all the same capabilities as Iron Man as soon as you put that suit on. No.
Sure,
Man, I'm not
but
trying to
everybody
hear
ain't
that.
got access to the suit.
Batman got Iron
So
Man
put it
beat
like
because he know all that. Like he's got advanced training and
you
all that other
know,
stuff.
no Batman. No, Batman will get
Batman would get
destroyed by
destroyed
Iron Man.
by the suit. By the
Batman
suit.
be
That's
getting
what I'm
beat up.
saying. Batman would get destroyed by the suit. But if we're talking about like the ability to fight, it's got. Man, I'm not
Who's
trying
in
to
the
hear that,
suit?
bro.
Who's
I'm
in the
not
suit?
trying to hear
Who's in the
that.
suit? Wait. First of all, Iron Man. Wait, when I say Iron Man, I'm talking about the suit. I'm not talking about Tony Stark. I've
When
not
you're
said Tony
talking,
Stark
you
once
basically
today. I said Iron Man.
you
Iron
basically
Man
talking
is the
about
whole
robots
entire
then.
thing.
So you just saying so whoever got the best technology
Yeah.
wins in terms of the superhero conversation? That's so sick.
Yep.
I'm done. I'm finished.
Sure.
I'm finished. I am finished. Spider-Man top to bottom, pound for pound, however you want to describe it. The man got the speed. He got the
Last
strength.
question: can Spider-Man
Yes.
beat up the Hulk?
Yes.
Can he beat up the Hulk? I don't know about that, man.
Demon. No, Demon. I don't think so.
And the Hulk, we know what happened when he gets somebody
If
Man,
big
the
in
I
front
got
of him.
enough respect to Spider-Man, but it's okay. It's okay because I got enough respect.
no, if the Hulk gets his hands on Spider Man, it's over with. It's a wrap.
I've
It's a
argued
wrap.
enough, and I can't do it. But I'm glad we were able to have this conversation. Cameron, we appreciate you so much for joining us. I give you a little fist bump from a long way away.
Yes,
Uh,
sir. I appreciate y'all.
this has been very enlightening in terms of seeing how little Byron knows about superheroes. We appreciate you sharing your perspective with us. Yeah, that's what I said, and that's what I meant. That's what I meant. So Byron, I'll
Hey,
let you do
man.
the intro. I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself if you want to close us out right now.
You got it, man. But I got it, man. Hey, y'all make sure to go tune in to their
Most deaf,
football
most
season.
deaf.
Starting this fall. Watch out for my dog out there. One of the next up and coming big names in the college football market, maybe NFL too.
When that pressure get applied, you gon' pass it, you gon' shoot, I stood tall. When you make it through the struggle and the pain, do you get your umbrella off the chance that it might rain? I stood tall. Ooh, I stood tall. Ooh, I stood tall. Ooh, you could try to count me out, but you ain't gon' ever hold me down. When I see my people going through it, I put the blame on me. And I see my homie lose his mind, but I gave him his first taste of lean. I ain't gon' lie, that really hurt me, but I had to close the curtains. And one thing I learned on Lion King is everybody gotta eat. Never tell a party, let me get a whole piece. And nah, little homie, can't get that from me. You play football, you got a bright future, you supposed to see you on the TV. And I said, that's true, and I'm gon' do it, but I really gotta make something happen. And I probably could've asked my family for something, but instead I started hitting licks with daddy. I ain't gon' lie, that turned me to a savage. Really living life like a bandit. And then Murph told me, keep your head on, man, don't do nothing reckless. But now I'm older now, I'm a grown man. Go to church every Sunday, I'm a praying man. You ain't gonna never see me fall, I'm always standing. One thing I do is stick to the plan. When you make it through the struggle, you the truth. When that pressure gets